BRB UK. Worse teeth, better accents.
Hello, and Happy New Year! It's 2021. We've put the toxic cesspool that is 2020 behind us. There's probably going to be all kinds of wonderful new infectious diseases to catch this year. But at least we don't have a mango moron in the White House for much longer. Welcome to BRB UK. It's Dan, it's 2021, and I'm joined by Tim. Say hello, Tim.
Hello, Tim.
And Coleman.
Hi!
He's a little bundle of energy, bless him.
Shot out of a flipping rocket.
You'll be tired by the end of the show. You'll have spent all your energy.
Well, that's what we need to do with you, Tim, so you will actually shut up at the end of a show as you just slip into a coma.
Shut it, you slag.
Shut it.
Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year. Are we going to keep this pretense up, really?
Yes, we should.
Yes.
Okay, right, so we're not going to
We're
let them know
live.
that
We're not recording this. We're live in your ears right now.
Right, okay,
Happy
so
New Year.
We're not letting them
That's
know
not how
recorded this
podcasts work, Coleman.
on the 18th of
2021.
December. Okay. Did you guys have a nice Christmas?
The best.
Good.
How was good, yes.
How was your New Year? Was it banging?
I particularly liked the snow and the polar bear.
My favorite thing was being self-isolating again. I loved it. It was brilliant.
I could not believe what the Queen said in her speech. Oh my word!
Stuff the lot of you.
And she
Slags.
She let Prince Philip take the mic. Bless him. He swears like a bloody trooper, doesn't he?
And he ripped into Cyberpunk.
I know. And there was, Prince Harry going on about wanting his money back and everything.
I'd like to say, first of all, that I would like the Xbox to go down the same route as the PlayStation, if they've not already at this time, because it's hard to tell, because the passage of time and recording earlier. If Cyberpunk 2077, I would like my Epic Games Store account to be refunded, please.
This is all, we're all assuming, however, that we're able to get this show out to you and that civilization hasn't collapsed because of the toxic poop show that is Brexit. We don't know what's going to happen.
Especially because that meteor hit on Christmas Day.
Seriously, it was like 2020 was like, we all thought 2020 had it done. It was like that, hold my beer. Yeah, I've got a week and a half left yet. Aliens, they happened. That was amazing.
Well, the Christians thought it was the Star of Bethlehem, and then BAM!
Yeah, I know, right?
Just gone.
Testify.
Shall we talk about video games?
Yeah, all right.
I'm not sure we do that any better than talking nonsense, but we should definitely do that.
Yeah, well, it's a new year, Tim, and with the new year comes new opportunities and new things to be disappointed about. In December, when we look back on the year. So we're going to talk about things that we are looking forward to in the world of video games this year.
I love things.
Tim, we'll usually do this, as usual, in the order of me and Coleman can edit how much we say in our brains. So we're going to let you go first, because that's going to dictate how much editing we have to do in our own heads. So, Tim, what are you looking forward to? 3 picks and 3 picks only.
Okay.
All right. In 2021.
There was a few things I could have gone for, but 2 of my games, I am not entirely sure I have full faith that they will be out in 2021.
Well,
but the
Cyberpunk
internet
2077.
tells me they will be, and maybe Cyberpunk as well. But first pick, Gran Turismo 7.
Ooh.
I ended up playing quite a lot of Gran Turismo 6. My flatmate really likes it. We're both looking forward to that one.
I thought you were more of an arcadey kind of racer, whereas Gran Turismo's actually kind of quite technical with its car kind of handling model. Which
is why, I'm surprised that I got into Gran Turismo as much as I did. I still think at the upper levels of the game, I don't find it as enjoyable as it was in the earlier parts of it, where it was a bit easier to get through it, kind of thing. But
I want to see Super Gran Turismo, where they're all on mobility scooters. That's what I want to see.
I know why Tim's excited for this.
Why?
Because do you remember the video they put out for the new career mode, and it's just menus. It's just loads and loads of menus.
I have to say, Tim, your love for menus, Polyphony, do a good menu, including
I have to say that's one thing
music.
that really let Gran Turismo 6 down. It's just the presentation of all of that is so dry and so boring. I do hope that them showing that off is the fact that they've put time and thought into it, but I'm not entirely sure I'm overconfident with what they've showed off so far is going to be at all more exciting.
Well, their menu work in Gran Turismo 6 was pretty on point circa 2006. So there's a good chance that you're going to get at least something that would be considered contemporaneous in the past 10 years now.
If you want like stylish government official look, and that's what you were going for, then fine. But it's very much like you feel like you're picking something from like a website menu, not really. Yeah, it doesn't feel like a interactive gaming.
It feels impersonal, is how it feels.
Yeah, and like when other games have moved on with stuff like Forza Horizon and just driving up to events, and okay, you can still fast travel within that sort of stuff a bit as well. But yeah, it just feels like they've been a bit dated. But look, let's see what they come up with. I'm excited to play the game. I definitely will be playing lots of it if it comes out. And also, like, I don't know about you, but it's nice to see particularly a first-party game, racing game, and really see, I think that would be one of the first things that really show off what the console is capable of as well, basically.
Good. What's your next one?
God of War Ragnarok, which I'm hoping comes out next year. As I alluded to last show, God of War, possibly one of my favourite games of all time. They have said the sequel, 2021, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that is a good or a bad sign. If it does come out in 2021, is it going to be a bit of the Miles Morales 1.5 feeling? I don't know. Will it really show off the PS5? I don't know. I'm just really interested to see if it comes out. It's got to be one of my most anticipated games because I'd loved the previous game. But
will it even be a PS5 exclusive though? Question mark.
Yeah, who knows? Like I would have thought.
What? Because Kratos is in Fortnite on Xbox now.
We now live in a world where Kratos can bash the living crap out of Master Chief courtesy of Fortnite.
And dab.
Yeah.
Mm.
True.
Yeah, well, you know.
I'm going to try Fortnite, by the way, just as a quick aside, because I saw some stuff added that I really like. They've added Daryl and Michonne from Walking Dead, and I really want to play it.
do we want to do old man shooty?
That's the thing to take it.
Midlife crisis
anyway,
gaming.
sorry.
They added Blood Gulch as well, but anyway.
That was with the risk of getting off topic. I don't play Halo. I don't know what he's talking about, Tim.
Okay.
With the risk of getting off topic, I just wanted to quickly mention that. What I'd like to see with the return with God of War Ragnarok, because I thought God of War was really impressive in look, but they scaled back a lot from previous games, especially when you got to God of War 3 and huge behemoth monsters. I feel that was kind of missing in the God of War, what do you call them, remake call.
Yeah, I didn't play as much, and I think I bought all of them, and then I think I bought the trilogy and never went through all of them because I got stuck playing the first one and then moved on to other stuff.
And I like the direction it took, that more slow, linear, like one single camera shot and all that kind of stuff. But the best part of it was kind of the opening fight you have against this one kind of demigod, the god guy. But
that's one of my best fights in video games, possibly.
Yeah, and it is because it's essentially a Dragon Ball Z fight in God of War. So if they could kind of go more ballistic action like that, and then throw in the big set pieces and stuff, I'd be all for that.
Yeah. And I think that's one of the things where they will have seen what worked and what hit and what people really took away from that game, and that will hopefully feed into the output of what we get as well. So interested to see. My third pick is a bit of an outsider, Outriders. One that I'm curious about. I think it's coming out fairly early next year, February next year, I think. But I've got my eye on it because it's made by People Can Fly, which, yeah, I kind of like their output. I like the games they've made before, Bulletstorm being probably one of the highlights. But yeah, there's a third-person action adventure type thing. But yeah, it looks like it's got RPG elements. The only thing I'm not sure about is how much it's online. There does seem to be they describe it as drop-in, drop-out co-op, but I don't know if that's online only. I'm hoping it's going to be in-the-room co-op as well, basically. Split-screen co-op as well. But yeah, it's one I've got my eye on. I'm just curious to see how it works out. I think it was possibly originally scheduled to come out near launch, or I don't know if it was just announced and then they hadn't given the date and it was kind of caught up in a lot of people talking about it when games coming to PS5 and Xbox Series. But yeah, like I said, one I've got a bit of an eye on and curious to see how it works out.
I mean, it sounds like they're trying to position it as a bit of a kind of a Diablo of shooters in some ways. What I quite like about the direction they're taking this is that they've already said, look, I know it's a shooter game, but it's going to be PvE, not PvP, which I think is a really sensible design decision because hey, Destiny, it's the first time I've mentioned it this year. I think one of the major problems with Destiny is that they're trying to balance PvE and PvP at the same time, and I think that's to the detriment of both PvE and PvP.
Okay, yeah. So concentrating on one.
Concentrating on one's really sensible, and it sounds like they're doing the whole world tier thing. So the game will continue scaling as you power level your characters. So I could be convinced to look forward to this as well, Tim.
Yeah. So that's one I've got my eye on and be keen to see how it works out.
So my first one I have picked after. So I don't know if you guys remember, we set a little challenge earlier in the year, and me and Tim were going to both play through Resident Evil 7. How'd that go for you, Tim? How are you doing with Resident Evil 7?
I believe the current update is I have not started Resident Evil 7.
Well done,
I
Tim.
should say not restarted Resident Evil 7.
Me and my girlfriend ended up playing through it together because I started it ages ago, didn't get into it, and then we saw a trailer. I think it was the PlayStation 5 reveal, actually. We saw a trailer and they showed off Resident Evil Village. And she went, oh, I like the look of that. I went, well, it's like this game, and it's on offer right now. I'll pick that up. We'll try it. And we both really got
Animal
into it.
Crossing meets Cujo.
Have you played it in VR, Coleman?
No, not because of being scared or anything like that. It's just more...
Is it just a big scaredy cat? No,
it's not that. It's just it's not something that I think I would get much enjoyment out of. If I want my horror setting in VR, I've got my Walking Dead, but
okay.
I prefer more action-heavy games rather than stealthy, hidey.
Yeah,
there's the guy, avoid him kind of thing. So, but yeah, it's looking really cool, and this I'm hoping I'll have a PlayStation 5 in time to pick it up, and I'm assuming it comes out in 2021. So here we go. My second one, which I think this might be my. I've got a real bad fear that this is the one I look back on next year and go, why? Or at the end of the year, why did I pick this? Gotham Knights, and I'm only picking this just because although it's got the same setup as the kind of Arkham finito, I guess.
Yeah,
it's not tied into the Arkham universe, but it's not. But it looks like it is, and it's got multiplayer, and I really, really like Batman stuff. So I'm very excited about this game. Yeah.
No, you don't, do you?
Bit of a Bat fan.
Wow, that came out of left field.
Even though you don't play as Batman in this game, but I've been aching for some. I mean, since Arkham Knight wrapped up and Arkham VR didn't give me a platinum, I've been aching for something to play, and Batman related, yeah. And this is the closest I'm getting, and then it's Suicide Squad after that at some point. So,
do you think we could see a re-release of the original in next-gen consoles? Possibly.
What you mean? Arkham Origins? Sorry, not Arkham Origins. Arkham Asylum and Arkham City. I mean,
haven't they already remastered that?
Yeah, they re-released them on PS4, and you can now play those on PS5. I assume there'll be some kind of improvement due to super sexy drives and stuff. But yeah, I could see them. I mean, it's a Warner Brothers property, so down the line they might go, yeah, we could do with just taking off the 4, putting on a 5 in the file and sticking it over there for an extra 70 quid.
Mind you, which one is it? Arkham Knight that's in the PlayStation Hits collection on PS5?
That's Arkham Knight, yeah. And I think they gave it away on PlayStation Plus as well at some point as well. So, yeah. Anywho, Gotham Knights. I'm weirdly looking forward to it. And lastly, I put Ratchet and Clank Rift Apart.
That's a good pick, Coleman.
I'm not a huge Ratchet and Clank fan,
but that game was good.
I've never played like when the PS2 games came out. That was the point. I'm playing Devil May Cry and stuff. I went, baby games. I don't want to be playing stuff like that.
Hey, were you too interested being edgy?
I was. Mate, I had my fringe, I had my black leather jacket.
Playing Wipeout in nightclubs and
Slipknot t-shirt on.
Wow, man, anyway, you were edgy.
Jet black raven hair.
Wow.
Anyway, I miss it so much. But I did get into Ratchet and Clank when I think they did the remake on PS4 and they did the movie, which I never watched, which I believe was just comprised of cutscenes from the PS4 game anyway. But the PS4 game was really, 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 really good. And that's got me all excited for this game, which I'm now wondering, as I say it out loud, is this a sequel to the original story of PS2, PS3 games, or is this a sequel to the PS4 remake?
I don't know, Coleman. You're supposed to be the resident Clank expert here.
Yes, that's it.
But yeah, like
PhD in Clankonology.
It does look like a really interesting game. I do find it a bit curious that this wasn't somewhere at launch. Do we have a release date for it yet?
I think this was intended to be a launch title, but because of COVID stuff, this is much later.
Pushed back,
and
yeah. I think we'll see it in 21. I think
they've got 2021 down. I think TBA 2021 is like a launch date, so it could very well be November 2021. But still, it counts, and I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and they do weapons well, no?
Yeah, they do weapons excellently. Yeah, they do.
Yeah, that was something from the PS3 I really liked, that you could throw out a disco ball and they all started dancing.
And there's all the kind of world warpy stuff which is enabled by Super Detective Drive.
That looks interesting.
Well. So it's pretty cool. Could be good. Could be good.
Dan,
yes.
What you got?
What you got?
Games.
What you got?
Games. I've got games.
All right. Well, that's it then.
Well,
yeah, all right.
See you next year.
Just looking forward to games. Games.
Games. No, I have picked. First up is Horizon Forbidden West for me, because I was a big fan of the original Horizon.
I still need to go back and finish it.
Oh,
I tried. I did not.
You should. Good game. I've
gone back 4 times now, and I think I need to start fresh.
Yeah, you probably. I mean, it's
big though.
It is a big game, but it's just some. It's probably the post. I'm a sucker for a post-apocalyptic setting of nature ascendant. Yeah,
and you do love a good robot dinosaur as well, Dan.
Mate,
I love a good robot.
I mean,
dinosaur.
who doesn't love a robot dinosaur?
I love to. I love to.
It's like robots plus
dinosaurs, isn't it?
I know.
Yeah.
The only thing that would be better is if they transformed into like a car or something. Then that would be ding-a-ling-a-ding-dong for me. But yes, I don't know where I'm going with this.
I don't know, but Michael Bay's ears pricked up.
Yeah, ooh. So, Horizon. New Horizon. Looks like it's going to be good fun. Although it sounds like that what a post-apocalyptic world needs is another apocalypse, is basically the setting of it. So, trundling over much more iconic locations in America, apparently.
We've heard you like apocalypses, so we're
going to put more apocalypse in your apocalypse.
Post-apocalypse, so you can post-apocalypse while you're apocalypsing.
Brush yourself off, player. You've been pimped.
Yeah, indeed. And there's kind of like I think the big thing there they've really opening up is that obviously it was all land-based, the original Horizon, but here you're going to be able to dive and explore the oceans. So, yes. So there we go.
Robot crabs, isn't it?
Yeah.
Robot crabs.
Robot crabs.
Exactly. So, what else next? More monsters, more dinosaurs, not robotic ones, though.
Okay.
Shut up, Coleman.
Horizon Forbidden Mermaid.
Yeah, something like that. Forbidden Mermaid?
Yeah.
Sounds kind of racy.
I like it. I think that's one of your mucky DVDs you let me turn back.
I know, it's like,
Splash 3, splash harder. What's the second pick, Dan?
Monster Hunter Rise. Now, this is a bit of a random pick.
This is the Switch game, right?
Exactly. And I think the reason why...
Did you not have enough Destiny games to pick this year? Is that what's gone wrong with you?
No, because you'll get upset if I say Destiny. And to be honest, Tim, I can't be arsed with that at the moment. All right? It's, yes, I'm looking forward to Destiny, but then you're just going, Destiny.
I know we never let you pick the expansions for Destiny, but do you think the next game will be Desta 3?
Desta 3. Coleman's been sitting on that one for a while.
And I'll reuse it when they actually announce it.
Oh, dear.
The E will be a big 3.
Oh, see what he's done there, Dan? Do you see what he did?
Wow.
I'm going to mock this up and send it to you, Dan, at 2 a.m.
Thanks. Great. Good. Lovely.
Good.
Thanks, guys.
Sorry, Monster Hunter.
Yeah, Monster Hunter Rise. I think I'm picking this more for the fact that I think Monster Hunter would work really well on the Switch, and I think would be a great pick up and go game because the kind of the mission based structure of it and the way it's like self-contained little hunts, I just think lends itself really well to the platform. And because of that, that's why I'm kind of looking forward to it. You know, I think there'll be better games out this year? Yes. But do I think this is a really good fit for the hardware?
Is it? You said they're shorter hunts. Like, what happens if you're like halfway through a hunt and you need to, power down and jump off the tube or something?
Then you use this wonderful thing that most people have called short-term memory, Tim.
Okay.
And a battery.
Isn't there, because there's 3 different versions of the Monster Hunter series. There's like the hardcore original Monster Hunter type games. There is like the PlayStation, the more approachable hardcore Monster Hunter games. Then there's the more family-friendly story games. Is this the lower end of the scale, if I remember rightly?
I would say it's somewhere between the middle and the lower.
So this is meant to be the more approachable story-focused type game than...
Yeah.
Your hardcore, go out, sharpen your weapons, all that.
Yeah, but I think it'd be quite fun. I
think I might grab that as well.
Is there online for it? Do you need to use Nintendo's broken communication devices?
Almost certainly you will need to, or you could just use Discord.
Okay, so that's fine.
And last but not least, I'm looking forward to a Forza game.
Any Forza game.
It's not clear whether or not Horizon 5 or whatever the next iteration of Forza Motorsport series, which one's going to be out first.
Which one's due?
Well, it's meant to be Motorsport, but there was a rumour this, a couple of weeks ago, in fact, that it might actually be a Horizon that's coming out, even though Playground Games are working on Fable. So... I don't know.
Was Horizon a bit more popular and a bit easier to churn out another one of those rather than going with Motorsport, possibly?
Well, at launch, didn't they have some loot boxy type mechanics?
Yes, they did.
That they added and then took out, and Forza they didn't launch with that stuff. Yeah. So, and it was right at the height. I think that came out just after Battlefront 2 as well. So it was right at the height of. We're sick of this crap. Stop doing it.
Yeah,
exactly. But I mean, look, Forza is always, again, I think one of the. It's more the more simmy side of arcade, but there's always a great selection of tracks. There's always a great selection of cars, and I think is actually pretty good value for money for the amount that you get. In terms of a lot of other racing games have a relatively small number of cars and tracks, but Forza just always knocks it out of the park. It somehow feels more accessible and more engaging than Gran Turismo to me as well. And I think there's no racing games yet that have kind of started having the super fancy, ray tracing treatment. And I think that's the next thing for racing games. It's really going to give you that sense of atmosphere a bit more. And I think that'd be a really nice thing to experience. I mean, I think Horizon's always fun, right? It'd be interesting to see where they're going to take it next. They're teasing that it's going to go somewhere really, really fun. And, both are just a genuine, guaranteed good time is my experience. And the fact that they are cross-play-y as well and cross-player-friendly means that...
Yeah, bigger pool of people to play with. And
improvements, I mean... After the last Horizon, improvements definitely need to be made on the approachability of starting online.
Because that was a ridiculous thing with 4, is that it doesn't tell you, by the way, you need to do about 2 hours before it'll actually unlock multiplayer.
If it's Horizon, I'm really looking forward to what they do for DLC this time, because after Hot Wheels and then after Lego, I want to see something mad. I don't want specifically toy themed, but if they go hey, this one is, let's say the setting's Canada, I don't know. And then they go, right, and a volcano goes off in the middle, and a meteor hits it. It's more, what were those games on the PS3? The Motocross, something like that? The
Motorstorm.
Motorstorm.
Yeah.
And they started going into kind of apocalyptic territory, and then an actual real-life tsunami happened. And
yeah.
That kind of stuff. I want that.
Speaking of the country you think it's going to be in, what country would you predict that it might be in?
Japan.
Germany.
Okay.
I don't know why I picked Germany.
Well, they could base it. Well, there's the Nordschleife, isn't there? So they could base it in the kind of towns and villages surrounding Nordschleife.
You could take a couple of different. I mean, in that kind of way, they've compressed compressed England, and compressed Australia. You could kind of do that with like a European type tour, and now it's turning into the crew.
With the half order when you want to go to England.
Don't do it. Don't squash everything together.
It could be America as well, though. Like I could see them possibly.
Yeah, we've done
doing an
America,
American
though,
one.
mate.
I
But
don't
the
know,
only reason I say Japan is they've kind of really lent on like the kind of the drift gaming, where they're kind of like, you know, with drifts, and that's massive.
And you're just
culturally,
thinking of
it's massive.
Tokyo Drift from Fast and Furious.
That's it. That's all you got in your head. now.
And also, it's a beautiful setting, Japan, as well.
Yeah, and it's got some varied landscape and mountainous regions and snow and
Yeah, they have big varying different types of landscapes, and also when you do get down to the big cities and stuff, you've got these neon lights that are perfect for ray tracing with rain and stuff. I could see them really going to town on something like that to show off the
So
current
that's my
generation of
bet.
graphics.
If I've called that correctly, I'm officially going to buy myself a biscuit.
And the way they do the trailer is they show an assassin, and he's in Japan, and they're like, oh, we're finally getting Japanese assassin, and then a Bugatti just goes BAM! Knocks him over.
Is there anything else that you're looking forward to, even if you're not necessarily one of your most anticipated games? But Coleman, I imagine you're looking forward to getting a PS5, no?
basically.
I will probably be picking up PS5 at some point this year. But what I'm most looking forward to in 2021 is a COVID vaccine.
Oh yeah, please.
Yeah.
That'd
That's
be
what I'm
great.
looking forward to. Then we can get back to licking those tasty controllers at EGX like we've always wanted to. Num 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 num.
Says the man that never comes to EGX with us.
Yeah, well, there's a good, true. There's a good reason. It is a pit of filth. That's all I'm going to say about it.
I do hope there's not too much interruption to games coming out, but I do think it should hopefully be set up for a good year for games. Cyberpunk 2077 might be good by then as well. Yeah, so, you know.
I think that's about it. That's all the time we've got to talk about what we've done looking forward to in 2021. And we shall revisit this ground in approximately 350-something days from now as we discover what games we done killed by wanting them to be a thing. So that's your lot. There's going to be hopefully some more shows here and there as we ease ourselves into the new year. So they might be slightly shorter, but we'll just have slightly more concentrated goodness in them.
Basically, we'll be gone, but we'll still have little episodes out so you don't miss us. But at the same time, we'll miss you. Sorry, what are you saying?
Wait, you want to say, that sounded like you're building the kids up. Now, look, we still love you just as much. We're just not going
But now
to
you
be
get 2
around as
Christmases.
much. Yeah.
Oh god, it's all coming back.
Right, so we're going to go. Make sure you point that internet at www.BigRedBarel.com or twitter.com/BigRedBarel or BigRedBarel after Facebook.com. Spelled that out.
Big Red Barrel on Facebook and Twitter, Big Red Barrel TV on YouTube, BigRedBarel.com, and also check out our Discord, which you can find at the website itself.
Indeed. So that's your lot. Thanks ever so much for listening. We shall speak to you very soon, I'm sure. But all that's really left is for us to remind you that I have been Dan.
I may have been Tim.
I had a witty New Year's joke for the end, and I've forgotten what it was. So I have been Coleman.
Good timing.
It's the way you tell them, mate. The way you tell them. Yeah. So, well, thanks ever so much for listening. We'll speak at you soon. And until next time, dear listeners, doodle bye.
Your ears are quite welcome for the podcasting goodness that you just heard. Why not roll on over to BigRedBarel.com for more podcasts, news, reviews, and videos from the biggest, reddest site on the internet, BigRedBarel.com.
Star Wars Squadrons could have got in there, and like Mario Kart Home Circuit could have got in there as well. Possibly.
Hang on. How have you ended up talking about your games when this is Coleman's bit?
Yeah, this is my go, and you're turning it around back to you, Tim.
No, but to come back to my point.
Slag.